U.S. Airways. Flight 1549 was prepared for what should have been an uneventful routine trip to Charlotte, North Carolina, on January 15, 2009. With clear skies and calm conditions, the journey promised nothing out of the ordinary. But within minutes, this routine flight transformed into one of the most extraordinary and unforgettable moments in aviation history. This event would later be remembered around the world as the Miracle on the Hudson. At the controls were Captain Chesley, Sully Sullenberger, and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles. Both were seasoned professionals. Captain Sully, a former fighter pilot, had over 19,000 flight hours, and First Officer Skiles was also highly experienced, just transitioning to the Airbus A320 after years flying other aircraft. Together, they were trusted by the 150 passengers and 5 crew members on board. At 3:25 p.m., Flight 1549 taxied to the runway at New York's LaGuardia Airport. By 3:27 p.m., the Airbus A320 was airborne, climbing smoothly into the crisp winter sky. The mood on board was calm. Passengers settled in for what was expected to be an ordinary short-haul flight. However, just 90 seconds after takeoff, disaster struck. As the aircraft climbed to 2,800 feet, it encountered a large flock of Canadian geese. The collision caused catastrophic damage to both engines, resulting in a total loss of thrust. The reliable hum of the jet engines was abruptly replaced by an eerie, unnerving silence. Inside the cockpit, Captain Sully and First Officer Skiles quickly grasped the gravity of the situation. Both engines had failed completely, a scenario almost unheard of in modern aviation. With no engine power, the plane was essentially a glider, and time was running out. Air traffic control promptly suggested options for an emergency landing. Returning to LaGuardia or diverting to Teterboro Airport in New Jersey were proposed. But Captain Sully, acutely aware of the aircraft's rapidly diminishing altitude, quickly realized that neither option was feasible. He made the courageous decision to ditch the plane in the icy waters of the Hudson River, a maneuver very few pilots had ever attempted, let alone successfully executed. At 3:31 p.m., just over 3.5 minutes after losing engine power, Flight 1549 made an incredible water landing on the Hudson River. Captain Sully's precision was remarkable. The plane touched down with minimal impact, preventing the aircraft from breaking apart and allowing it to stay afloat long enough for everyone on board to evacuate. The crew acted swiftly, guiding passengers to safety as water began to seep into the cabin. Evacuees stood on the wings and crowded into life rafts as freezing water surrounded the plane. The temperature outside was barely above 20 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 6 degrees Celsius, and the river water was just above freezing, meaning every second counted. Nearby ferries and emergency boats, alerted by radio calls and witnessing the landing, rushed to the scene. Within minutes, rescuers arrived to pull passengers to safety. Thanks to the coordinated efforts of the crew, rescuers, and first responders, all 155 people on board survived, a statistic that seemed almost impossible given the circumstances. Captain Sully's calm demeanor and decisive action were universally praised. Investigators later confirmed that his decision to ditch in the Hudson was not just the best option, but the only viable one. His quick thinking, combined with the professionalism of the entire flight crew, averted what could have been a catastrophic loss of life. The Miracle on the Hudson stands as a testament to teamwork, skill, and courage in the face of overwhelming odds. It was not just luck that saved Flight 1549. It was the extraordinary professionalism and dedication of everyone involved, from the flight crew to the emergency responders, that transformed potential tragedy into a story of triumph and inspiration. This remarkable event continues to remind us of the power of human ingenuity and resilience. Captain Sully, his crew, and the passengers of Flight 1549 showed the world that even in moments of unimaginable crisis, extraordinary outcomes are possible. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to hear more incredible tales of human courage and ingenuity.